My name is Hal Von Nessen. I'm the president and founder of a company called Resch Marketing here in Columbia. We do a variety of different things, and I think often when I come and have an opportunity to speak to a group like this, it's important for you to understand a little bit about my background so you know just exactly why I'm standing up here. In the last 24 months, we have worked with builders and developers and other associated people, primarily in the housing industry, which probably explains a lot of why we're not traveling a lot anymore. But the last 24 months, these are relationships that we have established. This gives us an opportunity to travel around the country, see what's going on in other areas of the country, and import some of the good ideas that are happening there, and to share that with other clients that we're working with. We do a variety of different services. You can see them up here, and I don't want to bore you with the details, but just to give you some credibility to establish some credibility for me, that we have done some work in all areas of marketing. This is a website. If you'd like to follow along with the PowerPoints at some point in the future, go to my website, which is right there. And when you go to that website, there's a little downloads and newsletters that's there. Click on that, fill out the information, and we'll send you, or you can actually download the PDF that's up there right now. All right, direct mail, which is what I was asked to talk about today. This is just a sample low-volume direct mail piece, very, very simple piece. These are the costs that are normally associated with it. Now, once again, I've got it on tape, so you can't quote me incorrectly now, and I will say to you, one of the things about any marketing program is that always the correct answer on any question is always it depends. These prices are appropriate up to a point, but if you start changing some of the criteria, they'll fluctuate. But it will give you some insight as to what the costs are. The names, these are the mailing lists that you go out and buy. On a unit basis, it's going to cost you about 2 cents. Printing, 8 cents. Creative, 10 cents. If you want something really, really with a lot of pizzazz and all sorts of Mickey Mouse folds and everything, the printing and the design is going to cost you a little bit more. Handling, taking those labels and putting them on a piece of paper and putting the stamps and the postage and getting them ready to go out bulk mail is going to cost you another 2 cents. And you can mail generally for around 21 cents, depending upon the sort. All right? So you're looking at about 43 cents in low volumes to do a simple direct mail piece. That equates to an internet pay-per-click. If you're advertising your name on the internet through Google, AdWords, something along those lines, not all of them are $1, but any of the popular terms, you're going to be paying starting out somewhere in the range of $1. Radio, you can get it for about 8/10 because it's a much more segmented market, much smaller market. You're not going to get as much delivery with radio. Television and print is magazine and newspaper, that kind of stuff, 2 cents a piece. And outdoor right now, about a nickel per impression. So why would you pay more? The reason you would pay more is you're wasting a lot of circulation on the right-hand side of the page. The direct mail goes directly to the audience that you want to talk to, whereas radio and television are talking to people that you may want to talk to, then again, you may not. They all have a place, but depending on what your objective is, which one you'll pick which one you want to use. Now let's talk about some keys to success in direct mail. First one is direct. You want to be direct and specific in your message. The more concise you can be in what you're talking about, and the more specific you can be talking to your audience, the more receptive they are. You cannot make it difficult for them to understand what it is that you're trying to tell them. Duh. You want to tell them, you want to be quick with it, you want to be very specific in what we're talking about. Identify your market. Going in, you want to determine who it is that you're talking to. With direct mail, we can go down to a carrier route. Do you know what a carrier route is? That's the guy that's walking down the street with the leather bag from the post office. The mail that he picks up and delivers is a carrier route. And you can be that specific with your direct mail options. You can also determine price levels. You can determine sex, all sorts of demographic characteristics, and sort down by that. But be specific in what you're trying to do and identify your target market, because you will be more successful and have less wastage when you do that sort of thing. Repetition. One time is not enough. People don't pick it up and say, boy, this is the best offer I've ever seen. I'm going to rush right out and buy it. You have to go back and talk to them again, and talk to them again, and talk to them again. There's a learning curve that we need to get beyond. Generally, 3 times is the minimum. The more you repeat after the 3 times, the better off you'll be. We have a learning curve that goes up, and we have a forgetting curve that comes back down. And as soon as you stop advertising, people start forgetting about you. So you have to maintain that awareness in the marketplace. Educate your people. Now, this is one thing that I think we all do a very poor job of. I was listening to the discussion on broadband. You call up my home and you ask my wife if she has broadband, she's going to get offended because she's going to think you're talking about her figure, not about her internet connection. All right? We need to educate people about what we're talking about. And you are in a very technical industry and you tend to talk in that technical jargon. People don't understand it. Make sure that you understand, make sure you educate people about what it is that you're offering. I can show you all sorts of samples. I've been collecting them for the last 3 or 4 weeks where people are mailing things out. It's difficult to understand just what the heck they're trying to sell. And if I don't understand it, I probably can't buy it. Creativity. We want to have the material that you send out to reflect the quality of the product that you're offering. Now, I very rarely wear a suit. But I figure I got to stand up here and talk to a bunch of people, so I want to create a good impression among each of you. So I put on my one suit. You need to do the same thing. When you start sending out that direct mail piece, you want to make sure that the quality and the impact of what you're sending is reflective of the quality of the service that you're offering. In my industry, the one that I do a great deal of work in the housing industry, we are eat up with the dumbs. We take a piece of paper, put it on a copier and photocopy it, send out the original, photocopy the copy, send out the original, photocopy, and finally you get a piece of paper that's being sent out that makes your eyes tear because you can't read it. We don't want to do things like that. Maintain the quality of the product that you're sending out because it reflects on the quality of the service that you're offering. Let's use technology. Technology is a wonderful thing. That's what you all are selling. Why not use it in direct mail pieces? Gee, Hal, what do you mean by technology? Let me show you. Here are some direct mail postcards. Now, every one of us in this room knows what mail merge is. That's where you go in and you take a database and you change the name and address on a card. Right? We know what mail merge is. But we now have what we call variable printing, where we can go in and we can change a number of other things. We can change the name. See the name up top of the card says Robert on one side, Ron on the other. We can change some of the copy that's in here, in this part in here. And in addition, we can change the name on the license plate if we want to. Relatively simple process. But variable printing can do so much more than that. In addition to that, we can change the price on, I keep pushing the wrong button, can you tell? Price up here. We can change the copy that goes in here. We can actually go over here and change the photographs that we have in here so that everybody that you mail to gets a very specific directed mail message. And we do that with a simple database, with database printing. Very, very simple to do. Actually costs no more than a regular printing process if you get above about 3,500 to 4,000 pieces, individual pieces. But every one of them can be customized. So we want to use that technology. Now, once you start sending out, we're never always perfect, so we have to monitor the results. And in order to monitor the results, we have to build in something to our direct mail piece that gets you some feedback, paying attention, create some sense of urgency so people will contact you and let you know that your message is being heard. Adjust. Once you monitor it, look at what the results are compared to the results that you want to get. Look at the responses that you're getting. Change your offer, change your creative, change your message to make it more effective. Adjustment is always appropriate. Innovate. Try to be different. It may be the way you print something, it may be the way you post it, it may be the way you design it, but try to be a little bit different in what you're doing. There are a number of ways that you can stand apart. Not everybody has to look alike. And then link your message to the other things that you're doing. You're going to hear about branding here in a moment. This linking methodology is making sure that when they look at an ad in a phone book, when they look at a billboard, when they look at a direct mail, they are reminded of your company. If you are changing your message to do a direct mail or anything else, what you're basically doing is establishing another company in the mind of your customer. You don't want to do that. Maintain some consistency so that your direct mail links back to all the other efforts that you're doing. Direct mail. gives you an opportunity to understand what's going on and gives you some memory points so that you can see what you're doing as you move forward.